What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about DigiByte today, DGB. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Somebody did request this. A couple people have requested this over the past few days. I can't find it. I know I wrote your name down. My daughter messes with stuff sometimes. But in all honesty, if I'm being honest, I'm not doing this necessarily as a request. I saw Economic Ninja talking about it, and I like to pay attention to some of the stuff that he talks about. Shout out to the Ninja. Um, and this thing has definitely been moving up. I also believe that we're probably at a topping point, right? I know a lot of people are bullish on DGB right now, and no hate to anybody promoting it right now. It's not like that, man. I'm just I'm realistic with the price. At least I try to be. And it looks like you're at a place to find resistance here. If we go to let's see here, Binance maybe. Binance US, USDT. You've got higher levels of volume here, higher levels of volume here, but you didn't go anywhere, right? You're increasing in volume, but you didn't go anywhere. You're finding resistance. This looks like a double top. Crypto's about to drop. Bitcoin's about to drop. I wonder what's going to happen at this very likely topping area that you're finding resistance at now. I'm sorry that I haven't talked about DGB. There's a couple people that requested it back here in these days, and I'd give you shout outs if I had you, but I know I wrote it down. I can't find it. Yeah, I can't. I'm just going to move on from that. But at least we're talking about it here so that if anybody FOMO the top, we can at least set things straight, hopefully, before anything crazy happens. From a high to a low, I don't want to take the February 3rd low. I don't think that's appropriate. I think that was a scam wick, if anything. So I'm going to take this high to low here. And you can call me cherry picking if you want, but look at that. 382 respect, 069 respect, perfect. 0.5 respect, perfect. Right here, not as perfect. And does it have to be perfect? No, but it helps. It helps. And this, again, it kind of was a scam wick in my opinion. I don't think it's not every wick like that is a scam wick, but just with that kind of like false narrative news and fear, I don't think that was rational behavior. This, to me, it's like if you took this out, if you took that wick away, this is the overall move, right? It wasn't like this was the move and then we found a higher low. Like technically yes on the chart, but who knows? Maybe I'm just cherry picking, but I think I'm cherry picking the right way. I know how to pick a good cherry, man. Anyway, anyways, you better behave in the comments or I'll pick your cherry. High to low here. High to low here. We are going above the 382, finding resistance there up to the 0.5, coming down to the 069 area, finding support, coming back up above the 382. This is a prior area of support. We found a lot of support down here, and we are probably going to continue to drop at some point, right? We are finding a double top. I wouldn't be surprised at all. From the current price, for looking at that here, down to the 236, that's about a 16% drop. Going down to the 069, that's about a 30% drop, both of which sound appropriate. Could you go lower than this low? Absolutely, you could. And be aware, I'm not just saying this for bearish effect. I mean this. I think the average crypto itself will drop 25 to 30%, maybe even more than that, right? DigiByte, let's see what DigiByte's doing here. DGB. DigiByte, man, what a comeback. It seems like it's going to be a comeback kid this cycle, man. There's a lot of bullish narratives going around, apparently. And we'll see. Decent volume, decent volume here. Market cap's at a low market cap. I mean, this thing, it's been around for so long that if it gets some serious hype, you guys, being at these prices, you could see 100x from here. Like 100x from here would be a $20 billion market cap. You could see a multi-100x from here. You could see this thing, who knows how high it could go. It might be the only coin that's worth less than $1 billion that I could actually see hitting above a $100 billion market cap by the end of the cycle. Now, I don't believe that's going to happen. I'm just saying I accept it as a possibility. Why? Because DigiByte's been around for a very long time. It's been around since, let's see, if we go to the all-time history here, it's been around since 2014. Like the coins that see $100 billion market caps or more are the coins that have maintained relevance, have seen higher highs and higher lows cycle after cycle. And I think, let's see, if we look at DigiByte here, DigiByte on its all-time history, yeah, higher highs and higher lows, cycle after cycle. It's maintained relevance. It's anything but bearish. There was a time where we were a little bit skeptical on DigiByte whenever it started taking out these lows here. That wasn't necessarily good, but you had a nice recovery. Some new life, some new narratives came about there, and it seems that those narratives have only picked up. So there's some good stuff going on, which is awesome. I really did think that DigiByte was in the doghouse. I remember saying that, man, but nope, I'm not anymore. It's definitely not. You're finding support at prior areas of resistance. You're looking productive, right? And the narrative seems to be stronger than it has been in a long time. So these are all good things, especially for a coin that's been around for a long time, has proved itself to be sustainable, not in the sense that like economic sustainability or environmental sustainability. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I feel like when people say sustainable, they think environment, but I mean sustainable as in it has sustained. Okay. And you're looking good. You're looking pretty damn good, honestly. If we're looking at the daily RSI, you are at this area where you've topped off before. A double top in the RSI is worse, in my opinion, than a double top in the price. Okay, you likely will see prices coming down. Do not get scared. Okay, it's no reason to fear if the price goes below this low here. It's fine if it does. Will it? I don't know. You know, it could. I don't know. Let's take this low to high here and just see what we get. Right. If you were to go to this golden ratio here, that would be at about 0086, 0083, something like that from the current price. That would be a 21% drop, 24% drop. That's about average of what I would expect. Maybe down to the 786, 886 area. It could happen. It really could happen. Could you go below these lows? I think you could. I think it's possible that you could go below 007, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't personally think it's going to happen. We'll see if it does, but I don't think it will. Definitely expecting some downward movements here. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, you were pretty overbought, right? You got overbought, bounced off your overbought zone, continued, and this is definitely that is a nice phase of continuation there. Here you bounced off your overbought zone, you did not continue. This was an opportunity, same as last, to continue, and when you do different behavior, you get different results. Different behavior begets different results, and right now, I think it's clear that you are moving down. I want to post this video so that it gets out before it actually moves down, because my internet is slow, so it's going to take like 10 minutes after this video, after I'm done making this video, just to even post it. Taking the relative low into consideration here to this relative high, that golden ratio is at 2092. I don't know. That seems a bit high, right? Yeah, it's not. Bitcoin's going to drop, in my opinion, it's going to drop 17% around there. So if Bitcoin drops 17%, this thing's going to drop more than 17%, right? So what's more than that? The 786, the 886 area. I could see that. I really like 00855 to 008181. That could be a good area. If you go lower than 00777, hey, look at that lucky number there. If you go below there, it's fine. I very much wouldn't be surprised or discouraged on DigiByte. I would not flip bullish, or sorry, bearish if you went below this low. I might be a little bit concerned if you go below these lows, but I really don't. I don't even anticipate that would happen, honestly. But time will tell. We'll see how it goes. Is there anything else that I want to see here? Let's see. Let's take this low to high. Look at that. That's nice. Yeah. Finding support right at your golden ratio, right there. Coming up to your golden ratio here. Hey, that's very classic maneuver. Very productive on your fibs. Okay, I gotta say, I'm more confident now that you don't go below this low. And we'll see. It could happen, but generally when you change direction, right, you're being productive to the downside. 786, 236 area, very common maneuver to make. 886 rejecting the golden ratio. Inevitably you broke down here, right? Continuing to be deconstructive. When you flip the script on the directional heading here and you start hitting the 886 is resistance, the 1414 is now support, golden ratio is resistance, higher highs. 1414 is support again, but you still have a higher low here. When you flip the script, you tend not to flip it back in these scenarios. It can happen. I'm not saying it can't, but I'm definitely under the impression DigiByte will in time see new all-time highs, and we'll get to those predictions in a second, okay? And I've already told you like what the potential is, but we'll refine it a little bit. But I think you do find support right at that 1272, right at these daily high closes, right at these daily low closes, right? And I don't know how many people are going to watch this video. Maybe it's 100, maybe it's 1,000, maybe it's 100,000 people. But there are people with a lot larger accounts who are talking about this, right? And they're probably, I would assume, talking about the same areas for support. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. All I'm trying to say is, even if they have big accounts, even if they don't have accounts at all, I'm not the only person who's aware of the fibs. I'm not the only person aware of simple metrics in the sense of finding support at prior areas of resistance. This area at 20838, that's going to be a heavily anticipated area for support. So if you're counting on this to be an area to buy, don't be surprised if we front run it. Don't be surprised if we find support at these prior areas of resistance instead and we don't even hit the 1272. Granted, that'd be a little bit odd in a fib perspective, but if there's a lot of attention on this thing, which it seems to be more attention than there has been, it could be, right? If everybody's expecting that we go to 8.38 or $0.008381 dollars, the outcome would be that we don't stop there. We probably stop either above it or maybe we go a little bit below it, right? But I'm very much under the impression that this low does hold. You'll form a higher low. This is good. I'm glad that I looked at this fib because I really do believe in that now. And again, even if you go below this low, that's fine. You're not in trouble, man. But yeah, something greater than a 20% drop, nothing greater than a 27% drop is what I'm thinking for this thing. Probably literally, quite literally from here, I think you're going to go to 208381. And if you do go lower and it's outside my expectations, you're fine. Okay, you're fine. Okay. Let's look at the all-time history now and get a all-time historical price perspective on this thing. You've been consolidating for multiple cycles. This is a very clearly now a long phase of accumulation. Whenever you move to the upside, I mean, from here you didn't have a long phase of accumulation. Look at how quick you moved up, right? You're going to move up faster. You're going to see a faster move. You're going to be like XRP or XLM, and just overnight you're going to be right at new all-time highs, man. It's going to be a snap, a month. You're going to be literally from the current price. By the end of May, you're going to see something that's probably greater than a 10x with this thing. If I had to guess, end of May, end of June, somewhere in that time frame, it's going to be fast, guys. It's going to be so fast. People are going to expect resistance along key points, and maybe it is. Maybe you do find resistance somewhere at these key points, but it'll be super fast. It's not going to take a whole year like it did last cycle. It's going to be super fast, you guys. And I really do believe that you're going to move all the way up to 15 cents, okay? Whenever, and you're at 1 cent now. So that's crazy. It makes me want to buy. Wow. I might have to buy some DigiByte on this move down. I might have to, man, because I like DigiByte, right? Even whenever I was saying negative things about it going, being dead here, I remember every single time that I would say that, I'm like, that breaks my heart, because I really like this project. I have from the from the beginning. I just haven't, I haven't seen enough life. I didn't see any life up until recently, right? And it's at higher prices, granted. It's at like 100% growth from those lows there. But, sometimes you need to see life to reinstill those beliefs in you. And I'm glad that it didn't go down. I remember saying back here that it broke my heart, because I hate seeing OG coins that were so prominent and had so much belief and hope in them. I hate seeing them go to zero, because I know that this is one that, especially when it came out, there's a lot of hype, a lot of bullish sentiment on it, and it seems like that hype's coming back, which is what you need, man. But let's carry on. Who cares? From a high to a low, the very first high of this consolidation phase to the low here, when you break out and you move higher, your likely targets, I would think, if you stop, let's just put it in perspective like this, right? If this is your minimum target and you've consolidated for multiple cycles, you've been to hell and back, are you going to stop at the minimum zone? I don't think so. I don't think so, man. That doesn't make sense to me. So let's go with the next target then, the 1414. With the 1414, it's very common to go just above it. So what am I saying here? I'm saying that if I had a minimum expectation for DigiByte by the end of this cycle, which will likely be by the end of this year of 2025, we're talking about a 73x, probably. Why 73? Why not right at that line? Because oftentimes you do go just above the 1414 there, which maybe you go right to $1, because that is kind of right above it. But that's a bit higher. I don't know. But yeah, 70x, 100x is possible. The 1618 you could go to. That's about a 150x, you guys. 150x. That ain't bad at all. And what if you see something higher than that? What if you go to the 1886, 200 area? You could. It's very common cycle after cycle, right? From a prior bull cycle high to a bear cycle low, that if you see new highs, it's very common to go between the 1618 and the 2272, actually, somewhere in this area, right? Sometimes you do stop at lower areas, and that's fine. It's important to consider, and we have considered that. But being real with you guys here, this thing, genuinely, I mean it when I said it earlier, it could be worth more than $100 billion by the end of the cycle. 200x, or that'd be a 2000x. Oof. I don't know about that. 100x would be 20 billion, essentially, right? 19 billion. 1000x would be 190 billion. I don't know if I see 2000x, right? So probably not that high, but something that's at a 70 or $7.40 area. This would probably be the maximum area I think you go to, because I don't think that you go above that. Let's just take this high to low real quick too, because I'm pretty confident you found your low down here. It's in the same areas. It's literally in the same areas. Okay, so that's good. My thoughts, if I really had to consider, I really do think that DigiByte is like a 70x minimum capable coin, 70x minimum by the end of the cycle from the current price, let alone if it goes lower to where I think it's going to go, right? What if it goes down to, what if it only goes down to 0.088, or let's say it goes like to 0.009, just a little bit lower. That 70x then turns into a 90x. You know what I mean? So it's dramatically different depending on how much lower it goes. And then if it goes bigger, it's only going to increase. It's only going to dramatize those growths more. But $1.63, $4.72, $7.41, all very possible targets. Okay. So if I really had to guess, if I had to give it a zone, I think you'll stop between 72 cents, $7.41. It's a big ass range, man. It's very possible that you only get a 70x, you only get a 150x, but if that's it, man, that's not bad. The average altcoin, I think, would be lucky to see more than a 30x in this cycle. And in the cycle where institutional players are coming about, they're going to look for coins like this. right? They're not going to look for coins that are brand new, that haven't proven themselves. They're going to look for coins that have been through hardships, that have been through, people like me saying it's dead, man. It's going to zero now. Like that sucks, but it's going down, and they've come back. That's the stuff they're looking for. The stuff that has remained relevant, has gained relevance, and is also at a low area to accumulate. Has decent chart structure, which you absolutely do. So, I've got nothing else to say, guys. Huge potential. I could see it, man. I could definitely see it. I think DigiByte will break above $1 by the end of the cycle. If not, it might be worth several dollars by the end of the cycle, but time will tell. I'll see you guys on the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. Take it easy. Bye.